Welcome to the Richest News, and we bring news to you. And today, my name is Kai, and I was a elemental and environment. Her name is Fawn, and thank you for coming so much here today. And I want to hear what you do in your job.
Cool. Hi, I'm Faye, and I'm an environmentalist, and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Okay. Our first question is, how do you practice a elementalist in a day-to-day job?
So I practice environmentalism in my life through some of the choices that I make. One of the choices that I like to make is that I don't eat any meat, so I'm vegetarian, and that helps me cut down on my carbon footprint.
Okay. And a follow-up question, could sixth graders could do that or no?
There's a lot of ways that sixth graders can practice environmentalism. I think that a lot of it has to do, again, with the choices that you guys are able to make. One of the choices that you can always make is to pick up all of your trash. Another choice that you can make is to, reduce your plastic waste. You can always try to cut down on eating meat, but I know that a lot of times your parents are going to cook what you're eating for you. But yeah, I think it comes down to making sure that you're picking up after yourself.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Our second question, what have you learned in the research in air quality?
Yeah, so I have done a lot of research on air quality, and that gets split up into two sections. So we have indoor air quality and outdoor air quality. And outdoor air quality is affected by stuff like fires, by windstorms, by the kinds of plants that you have outside, by pollen. And then indoor air quality has to do with building materials. Sometimes there's mold, sometimes there's bacteria, other things like that. So I guess one of the most interesting things that I got to learn about was the difference between indoor and outdoor air quality and what we can do to help our indoor air quality.
Okay. Our third question is, what aspects in the research that you have found most interesting that you'd like to share with us?
I think that one of the more interesting things that I got to learn about was especially my focus on indoor air quality. I learned about how we can make really good choices, like making sure our environment is clean. You can use things like air quality, you can use things like air monitors to figure out what the air quality is like inside, and keeping your space clean and making sure that you're getting rid of dust and making sure no mold grows can really help our health as people living in buildings.
Okay. Our fourth question is, can you share a bit of your sociological research?
Yeah. So I got to study sociology along with my environmental career, which was really cool because I got to study how people come together to create environmental movements. And so I did a lot of research on the kinds of people who were getting involved in air quality advocacy. And I learned that anybody can be an environmentalist, and it's about the attitude that you bring and the choices that you make in whatever career that you're in, and anybody can be an environmentalist.
Okay, and how does it relate to environmentalism?
Yeah, so I think that the most important thing is that anybody can be an environmentalist, and even if you are working at the store, or if you're working at an office, or whatever you're doing, it's all about the types of choices that you can make, and it's about the kind of activism that you can do in your life.
Okay, and thank you for sharing the stories with us, and I hope you have a great time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Hot News. We give the hottest news. My name is Jaden Navarro, and today we will be interviewing Andra Rico, who is an assistant to the mayor. Thank you for being with us today. We are excited to talk to you about what it's like working for the mayor and serving the city. Our first question is, how did you get involved in working for the city as a mayor assistant?
Well, thank you for having me. It's an interesting story. So when I was in high school, I played a lot of sports, and so I needed a part-time job because I wanted a car. And so I worked part-time for a city in Orange County, running their after-school programs and doing their camps and sports programs. And then after I graduated, I went to college, and my degree is in psychology, which is kind of weird. And I thought I was going to do a lot of things and go to law school. But throughout that time, I was able to get a job with the city of Santa Ana, and I worked in programs that were educational programs, very much like this, and then had the opportunity 18 years ago, which is much older than you, to come and work for the city of Pomona. And so my position was created to be inside the city, but to work with community. So that's why I go out. And so I'm the only person who's ever had this position. As it was the first time they started it, I'm the only one. So when I retire in 5 years, someone else gets to take my place. But throughout the years, the city of Pomona and the mayor and council who I work for are very community oriented. They like to come to. Have you met the mayor before? Have you ever seen him?
No.
Okay, you might. He's all around. Every mayor and council I've worked for has a strong tie to community, so I help them achieve their community goals, and it's really exciting. So my bachelor's is in psychology and my master's is in criminal justice with an emphasis in behavior, but somehow psychology works for being in government.
Okay, our second question is, what does a typical day look like working as an assistant to the mayor?
Well, my days are never the same. That's why I like my job so much. I just don't sit at a desk. Today I'm here. In about an hour, I'm going to run a mayor's task force meeting by Zoom. I attend events. I help the mayor put on the state of the city. I plan conferences. I get to do a lot of community projects. So my role is really interesting because it's never the same, and I get to meet a lot of great people.
Our third question is, how do you help your city?
I am so lucky that I get to have a job where I get to help families maybe who have been impacted by the ICE immigrations, families who are struggling to pay their rent. I get to connect community members to the program services and partners. So sometimes it's food drives that families are looking for. I was able to help create an online resource directory so families can find services. I help develop programs. I help to get the word out of what a great city we are. So a lot of what I do is helping a lot of people, but I think more I'm a connector. So I don't necessarily oversee or have the budget, but I know where to find the help or find the people and connect them.
Our fourth question is, who or what influenced you to pursue a career that works with local government?
So when I was younger in 5th grade, I had a very special teacher. I grew up in a really tough environment, and I was really poor as a child and on public assistance. And so I knew I wanted to be the first to get a degree. And I had a 5th grade teacher who stayed in my life for a long time who just truly believed in me. And I didn't know it was going to be government, but I knew I had to get a degree. So I went and got my bachelor's and my master's, and eventually maybe I'll get another degree sometime.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to speak with you today.
Thank you, and you're a fantastic interviewer.
Thank you.
Welcome to Alpha Pack News. We live, we love, we lie. My name is Edward Escobar. What is your name?
Hello there, Edward. My name is Mr. Alejandro.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Alejandro. We're gonna be interviewing Mr. Alejandro. He is a visual artist at the Doll Center. Thank you for being here with us. We are excited to talk to you about the Doll Center.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk to you guys, and I'm excited for the questions.
Okay. Our first question is, what if you were the manager in the Doll Center? What would you do, or what would you change?
That's a tricky question, right? I think if I was the manager, I think I'd try our best to, because right now we teach 4th and 6th grade, right? I'd love to teach 5th grade as well, seeing if we could find a way to go into 5th grade and teach as well, just so like that we could do the 3 years continuously. And not only that, I'd love to get more programs into high schools, just because I feel like as a high schooler myself, I wish I had more art opportunities, right? And yeah, we do have an art program there, but I wish we had more opportunities for high schoolers as well.
Okay, thank you for sharing with us. Our second question is, how do you feel about being a visual artist?
So I have a lot of fun with it just because whatever comes into my head, I like to make it either through a painting, through a picture, or I myself, what I love to do is to make a painting and then make a film based off of the painting. So like a 2-minute film. Let's say if I make a painting about somebody on the beach, right? I wouldn't just make it, again, sure, I paint somebody on the beach, but I'd add something else, right?
Yes.
Why would they be on the beach? Let's say they're running away from a zombie. So it's always fun to mess around with. That's why I really love visual arts, because you could have so much fun with it. Where you could have an apple, right?
Yeah.
But you could make something else with the apple. It doesn't need to be just the apple. It could be something else as well.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Our third question: What do you like about your job?
So what I like about my job is that I go out and help people from my own community. I'm from here, born and raised. I live down the street from Alcott, so I'm always excited to go out and help students in the city, because I was the same student in the city. I was the same one where I was sometimes like, man, I wish I had this program, and now I get to go out and help out these students with these programs. So I think helping out the students, just like you, so many other students out here.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
It's a pleasure speaking to you, Edward.
Welcome to the Eagle News, where we bring you sewing news. My name is David, and today we will be interviewing Mr. Alejandro, who is a visual artist.
Hey there, David. I'm happy to be interviewed, and I'm excited.
Thank you for being with us today. We are excited to talk to you about arts and culture.
Me too. I'm excited.
How did you do filmmaking in your studio?
So when I was going to school, right? I graduated from Cal State LA, but when I was going to school, we had huge studios where we could actually film in. And so that was very beneficial, and that was very helpful because we had a whole bunch of space, we had a whole bunch of equipment that we could use. And so when I graduated and I had to shift over to working back at home, it was a bit difficult just because my house, even though it's pretty big, there's not that much space. But I make it work. I use my backyard as my own studio. I have a camera. I use that. I plan out my own work. I have a software where I write my scripts. So I do with what I have, and it's very nice and very helpful. Also, the DOS Center, they let me use their space a lot, so I count that as my studio as well.
The next question is, who or what influenced you to do filmmaking?
So when it comes to the Who, right, I always try to think who inspired me, and at first I always think back to Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, just because of the visual look of it, right? I really liked creating stuff, and then eventually I wanted to make my own movies, right? When I got my first actual phone, it was a Samsung as well. At first it was a flip phone, but then when I got a Samsung phone, I could start posting videos like on YouTube. And so that in itself, watching YouTube, experiencing YouTube, really inspired me to make videos. And then eventually when I started going deeper into movies, I wanted to make movies. And I thought, hey, I could put my movies onto YouTube.
Thank you. What is your favorite film that you have been a part of?
Ooh, so this is for a project for school. It's a film about a Mexican American and an actual Mexican immigrant. Or I can't remember if they were Mexican, but they were an immigrant, right? And they're talking about their experiences as one whose parents came over to the U.S. and then the other one who came over to the U.S. And it was very nice to do because it was very engaging, right? Because even the actors that we got, one of them, he actually was an immigrant who came from, I can't remember what country it was, but he came over, and it was just very cool to do. And then I loved my first film that I made, because my first film, it was one where I just told my friend, hey, I have a camera, let's make a movie. And I called it Limbo. It's around 4 to 5 minutes long, and it was just me, whatever idea I got in my head, I would just write it down and I tell them, okay, we're gonna film this today. We're gonna film that today. And luckily we were able to film it in one day, but it was a lot of fun.
Thank you for sharing your life with us on the Eagle News.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot, David.
Welcome to Pomona News Channel. Our name is Jesse Perez. Today we'll be interviewing Monica Persipipe, who is both an educator and a national softball champion. Thank you for being with us today. We are excited to talk about both of your careers.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our first question is, what involved you in softball?
When I was little, I was always involved in sports. There's 6 kids in my family, and I'm the 5th out of 6. And we have all played sports. My mom was an athlete all through high school. My dad was an athlete, and we've just always been a sports family. So when I was 8 years old, we had gotten a flyer from school, and it came home, and it was to sign up for Little Miss Softball in Norwalk, California. And I had asked my mom if I could do it. And the first couple times it came home from school, she said no. And then finally, when I was 8 years old, and I begged and begged and begged her, and she finally said yes. And that's how my first experience starting with softball.
Thank you. Our second question is, what made you decide to enter the big league?
The big leagues. Well, I'm very competitive and very competitive with my siblings. And early on in my career, I realized it was something I was good at. And if I worked hard enough and if I stayed dedicated enough, that I could probably get a scholarship. So that's exactly what I did. I worked really hard. I played on travel teams, made lots of sacrifices. My family made a lot of sacrifices. When we could have been on vacation or doing other things, we were at softball tournaments and going from everywhere. I've been to Hawaii twice. I've been to most states in the United States, Arizona, Las Vegas, Colorado, you name it. I've been almost everywhere just playing softball.
Our third question is, how was it like playing 3 different sports?
It was pretty incredible. You never got bored because you went from one sport to another to another. I loved it. I loved playing the different sports. I loved being part of the team. I loved having the teammates. I felt like it was a very easy transition from one sport to the next. It uses different body parts, so you're not overusing one area over another. And I really enjoyed just the different aspects of all of the games and sports.
Thank you. Our fourth question is, what is stressful being multiple times throughout your career? I can't read that one. What is stressful being MVP multiple times throughout your career?
Was it stressful? I don't think it was stressful, but it was a lot of pressure. I was named Athlete of the Year my junior year in high school when there was a lot of senior athletes that were really good. And I know that that was a little nerve-wracking when I became a senior. It's like, can I do it again? Can I, when a team wins a national championship or when you get an accolade or an award, it's like the next year, are you going to do it again or are you going to regress? And I've just relied on my family for support, and my number one supporter is God. And I just always pray every day that He guides me and leads me, and that I'm just successful at whatever I try to do and just to be a good person.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. It was a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you so much. You were wonderful.
Welcome to Los Chicos de Pomona. My name is Mateo, and today we will be interviewing Dwayne, who owns a video game shop in downtown Pomona. We are excited to talk about your business.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to also tell you about my business.
Okay. Our first question is, why did you choose to open up a video game shop?
I really wanted to do something that involved some things that I really liked growing up and that are a part of me. I really liked video games. I really liked comic books, and I really liked trading cards. And a couple friends and I opened up a store trying to embody those things, sharing the things that we love so much. Even though I used to get made fun of about it when I was in school, it wasn't cool when I was younger. I would be called a nerd or whatever, but I stuck to my guns and really liked what I liked. Didn't let anyone else's opinion change me. And yeah, now I have a career in it.
Our second question is why open up the store in downtown Pomona?
The reason I chose Pomona, just the city in general, was because when I was growing up, when I was your ages, there was no cool store like that. So I opened it in the city that I lived in so that you guys can have a cool store to go to like that I kind of missed out on. Like, I had another store like that in another city, and I wanted to kind of bring that to Pomona, but with my own like flair and razzle dazzle.
Thank you. Our third question is what challenges have you faced opening up the store?
One of the challenges is taking a day off. I really love being there, and I need to take days off to rest and relax and recharge myself. And because I like being there so much and I like all the people that go there so much, it's hard for me to just stay home and like do nothing. So that's like one of the challenges. It's a weird challenge to have, but I'm blessed to have that as like one of my biggest challenges. It's not the money, it's not the clientele, it's not I don't have a lot of rude people. We treat everyone well, and staying away from it is hard for me.
Our fourth question is what age groups mostly enter your store?
Whew. And that's about it. No, I'm just kidding. The age group, it's anywhere from like elementary school to older people. Like, I'm next to an elementary school, a junior high, and a high school. They go to school across the street. After school, every day, everyone comes and buys snacks and chips and drinks and stuff like that. So our age group is, from maybe third grade to dinosaurs like myself. Yeah. And you're good. You're doing great, by the way. It's a great interview.
Our fifth question is why did you guys decide to host gaming tournaments?
Because we used to think we were the best. And so other people started coming in and challenging us, and we'd be like playing against each other. And then we're like, well, we're so good. And then we did tournaments and found out we're not so good. Reality, there's always someone better, unless you're the best. But yeah, that's why we started doing tournaments. And now we keep doing them just to see the community grow. It's a lot of, you go to our tournament, you might meet someone that you didn't know that you would be friends with. And that's our whole thing about shop, is like, it's a community based. Everyone's welcome, and you might find your best friend there.
Oh, thank you for sharing your stories with us today.
Thank you for having us.
It was a pleasure to speak with you today.
It was a pleasure to speak with you as well. You did fantastic, by the way. What a great interview.
Thank you.
All right.